Hello, I'm Denise Galoni. Welcome to Empowering You. I am so excited about today's show. Not only will you be empowered, this show may actually save your life. You'll be meeting my friends Dan, Lisa, and Bob, and I have a couple of other friends coming to help out. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My guests today are Dan and Lisa, co-founders of Fearless Female. Dan is a 30-year personal safety expert. Lisa is an RAD Systems Rape, Aggression, and Defense certified instructor, a registered nurse, and a spokesperson for Fearless Female. Thank you so much for being here, Lisa and Dan.
Thank you so much, Denise. We're so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited too. We had to put this off for so long, but
Yes.
I'm glad you're finally here.
Absolutely.
What is Fearless Female?
Sure. Fearless Female is simple self-defense for every woman, teen, and child. Dan and I started this approximately 7 years ago and have taught about 3,000 women. And we found the importance to incorporate and develop a program that would be able to relate to everyone.
Right.
So we've incorporated Dan's 30 years of martial arts and my martial art background and rape, aggression, defense instructor, as you mentioned, into a program that is simple and effective, techniques that women would be able to remember, practice, and be able to replicate. It does not matter what your age is, what your size is, or your skill level. It's something that relates to everybody.
Okay, so it doesn't. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be a weightlifter or
Absolutely
anybody.
not. We teach from age 8 to 80. We do speaking engagements. We do hands-on demonstrations. So whatever your skill level is, we are able to curtail it and make it very detailed that is relevant for you, and you'll be able to learn a lot. And most importantly, it's in a very fun and safe environment.
Dan, why is this so important? Why is this so important to you?
Well, absolutely, because especially today, there's so many bad things happening with human trafficking.
Yes.
And bullying is actually a big subject, and we actually tailor our seminars to those important subjects. So we teach little girls how to get out of a wrist grab. We teach little girls how to escape and things like that that are very important. And we did have also a friend who was attacked years ago, pretty viciously, and that's when the light bulb came on, and Lisa and I got ourselves together and discussed it, and Fearless Female was born. And so that's why we're doing it today, and we're trying to get this information to as many women, teens, and children as possible.
Right. And I think we don't like to think about that.
No.
It's one of the things you don't want to
Right.
think about, I'll just be careful, it won't happen to me. But we hear about that in the news all the time, the human trafficking, as you said, women getting grabbed. Is that why you wrote the book?
Oh, absolutely, because the goal is to just make sure that we get it out to everybody.
Yeah.
And the book is a great vehicle for that.
And I think what you mentioned is people, like you said, we're not really thinking about this. And maybe sometimes it's the last thing that is on our minds. So that's why it's so important. You can go and do different kind of classes, but maybe you don't have the time or the affordability. And this is why we feel something that relates. I call it the everyday person, the person that's busy, the person that's on the go, the busy mom with the children. You need to come and just learn something that, like I said, is simple and that's definitely effective. Some corporations and some of the places that we've had the opportunity to be featured at, think of it like CPR. It's something that they do yearly. It's something you need to review on a yearly basis. It's something you need to practice, and something that we teach people to go out and then teach their friends, their daughters, their loved ones. And we need to just spread the word. It is definitely a mission for us.
Right. Because we think, we live in a safe neighborhood. But I guess really there is no safe neighborhood. It can happen anywhere.
Absolutely.
Do you have any statistics or anything? I know I don't want to put you on the spot, but how prevalent is this? Like we hear about human trafficking here and there, and like how prevalent is this and attacks?
Definitely, and I think, again, it's happening right in our own neighborhoods. If you've turned on the news lately, there's been certain areas that it's happening right in your backyard and you don't expect it, but these stats are developed from different authorities. So 1 in 3 women will be assaulted in their lifetime. Women are assaulted about every 37 seconds. When you think about that number, that's very significant. And interestingly enough, only 50% of those are actually reported to the police officers.
Right.
You did mention a little bit about trafficking. every 30 seconds, a child becomes a victim of human trafficking. Global profits of roughly $150 billion.
Billion with a B.
With the B, over 70% of enslaved people are women and children between the ages of 12 and 14. So this is why you hear these statistics, you hear these things happening closer and closer to home. It's really important that we really start thinking about and putting this on our radar of learning how to protect ourselves. And that's, like I said, Dan, and our mission is we need to reach everybody.
Right. Perfect topic for empowering you. Perfect for everybody.
Absolutely.
So what we'll do is we're going to take a little break, rearrange the studio,
Okay.
and maybe you could show us some demonstrations.
That would
Great.
be, we'd love
and
to
I have
do
a couple
that.
friends here, and maybe they can help out.
Awesome,
and
that'll be
Okay.
perfect.
Right.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
thank you.
much.
We'll be right back.
Dan and I are really excited to be able to share some really important techniques that we teach within our Fearless Female class. First of all, I want everyone to focus on 3 really simple and effective techniques in which you can avoid 90% of situations occur. And that is awareness, being aware of your situation, avoidance. If you see something that looks like it could be trouble, you want to definitely stay away. Personal space. Personal space is nothing but not letting anyone into your personal perimeter. And lastly, a very effective safety technique we have is voice command. So during some of the demos, you're going to hear me go, call out no and stop, and they're very powerful, effective, and it does bring a lot of attention to you. So first of all, I would love to focus on the striking points on someone. So it's really important we know that the sites that are very effective when you're learning how to protect yourself, and those are the eyes, the nose, the throat, and then lower below the belt, obviously we focus on groin, knees, shin, and top of the feet. So, Dan, we're going to demonstrate some effective techniques utilizing those striking points that we just mentioned.
And we're actually going to get my sister Lisa to demonstrate these right now for us. So we're going to go over those techniques and also those striking points once more. So we're going to start with the eyes. The eye is an important target. If you strike someone in the eyes, they are temporarily blinded. They can't see, they can't fight. So it's very important. The most important thing you can learn how to protect yourself with is defense against the eyes. So she's going to start with something like called a finger jab. You're just taking your fingers and striking right at the eyes.
No!
Very good. Now, if it gets very critical and your life's on the line, perhaps you're getting strangled, you're going to use a eye press, and she'll demonstrate that one.
And when you're doing that, you want to wrap your hands around the ears to grasp. So, no!
Great. Now the next one is for the nose. The nose is also important because if you get struck in the nose and you can't breathe, you can't fight. So she's going to use something called the palm strike. You're going to curl your hand back and use this fleshy portion of your hand to strike underneath the nose and drive the nose forward. It's very painful and it's a stunning blow. So let's try that, Lisa.
And ladies, when you're doing this, I want you to think you're driving up and just pushing that person right through the room. No!
There you go.
No!
Fantastic. Okay, the next one is the neck. The neck is a very critical area to strike because there's so many targets there that can be affected. So what we'll do is we can start with the strike to the windpipe. We use a V strike. So you basically place your hand in a position of a V and you strike right to the windpipe.
No! No!
Believe it or not, that's very effective. That will knock someone on the ground and stun them. Another portion of the neck that we like to attack is the sides of the neck, and we'll use what's called a hammer fist. So you make a fist. You're not striking with your knuckles. You're actually going to strike with the bottom of your hand, and Lisa will demonstrate that a couple
Ladies, more
times.
importantly, when you're doing this, I don't want you just to go from the elbow. I want you to utilize your strength from your hips. We have a lot of strength in our lower body, so when I'm doing that, I'm using my whole body. No! No!
That is very powerful. You can see how much energy came out of her to do that. And while these are very important offensive techniques, it's important to have a good defense too. So you have to be able to defend yourself. And we're going to learn a block right at this moment that actually comes from a movie from years ago. Some of you may remember the movie called The Karate Kid. And in that movie, the young student, Daniel LaRusso, learned how to do a block that looked kind of like this. Maybe you remember it. We call it a circle block. But in the movie, the term was wax on, wax off. And because it simulated the way you wax a car. So what we're going to do here, using another little tool that we have, is our circle or our blocking pads. And so what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to simulate swinging a punch at Lisa. She's going to do some blocks just like the Karate Kid, and then a palm strike. So we're going to start with 3 blocks and then a palm strike.
Dan, I do want to reinforce to the ladies and the teens and the children in the audience is, most importantly, we always want you to find your escape route. You don't really want to initially engage. You always want to look for escape route, and that goes into that awareness and avoidance and that personal space that we talked to. The only time that you need to engage with the attacker is if you have no escape route. So there's nowhere you can go to flee, and this is the time then you have nothing left to do but to have to. We want you to proactively react and not reactively. If you've got 3 seconds, it's called the element of surprise. They're not expecting you to react, but you're going to catch them off guard. So I'm going to be in an on guard position.
And we're going to do 3 blocks and a palm strike.
No, 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 no.
Wow, fantastic. That was really good. I really like that. So these are really fun in class. In fact, our attendees love playing with these because they're soft, they're padded, you can't hurt yourself. So this is part of every Fearless Female class. We also have something that we use for the children, and this is very important too. And I'd like to show you Benny the Bug.
So we have a whole program that's curtailed around children. It's a fun and interactive obstacle course. We just wanted to show you this because children relate to the little Benny the Bug, and we really teach them methods that are on their levels. We mentioned it doesn't matter what your age is or your skill level, but Benny the Bug is a really good tool that we use for children in the smaller ages, in the secondary elementary school and younger.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to put him down right over here. So what I'd like to do, Lisa, and I hope you'll be in agreement, let's practice some real life situations that can actually happen. Right now we know how to use some offensive techniques. We also have some defensive techniques. Let's put it together and let's actually look at a real life situation that happens all the time. The first one is a wrist grab, very common. So if I grab her wrist, most people react just this way. They're going to try to pull out.
Ladies, it's difficult for us to pull against the strength of a man. So we don't want you to pull this way. What I want you to do, in this particular situation, I can clearly see where Danny's fingers are wrapped, and there's an opening here. So remember what I mentioned a little bit earlier, your strength comes from your lower body. What I want you to do is immediately, quickly try to plant yourself. You're going to make that fist. You're going to grab your own fist, and you're going to go against the opening. You're going to go right with the opening of Danny's fingers. Let's show that again. Whoa, quickly.
Wow,
and
that
then
was
I want
good.
you to flee. But if Danny ends up grabbing me this way, it's harder to go against the opening of his fingers. But I love when I see this part of the hand because that's the metacarpals. Very, very sensitive area of the hand. And we'll show you in a second. But what you would do in this particular situation, again, plant yourself. And I don't want you to be dramatic with it. I want you to go low, quick, and knuckle wrap him. So it's a quick wrap him. If it doesn't work, do it again. If that doesn't work, we talked about the spear. You could spear the eyes, right? And you can do the palm strike. So we're going to actually have you, Dan.
Okay.
We're going to have just everyone at home just quickly wrap on your knuckles. And as you do that a little bit harder, you're clearly going to see it is a very painful and sensitive area. So again, swift, hit, and go. We'll do that on the bag real quick, Dan.
Real quick.
To show them. So if you're doing that and he's simulating that he's grabbed my hand, no, no, no.
Fantastic. That
And then you
actually
want
hurt.
to flee.
I'd like to do 2 more things really quickly. Let's talk about a choke. A choke happens. If I grab her with a choke, she can do a couple things.
So we taught you the palm strike. You can come up and under and do the palm strike, which we talked about, or what you can do, use your own body weight. The way the elbows bend, you're going to come like this. You're going to grab your own hand. You can clasp. You're going to use your own body weight by the way that the elbows bend. I'm going to drop them, and then I'm going to come up and do a palm strike. So these are very simple and effective techniques that really do work. We practice on each other.
Sometimes it hurts. But
Sometimes
what
it
we
hurts.
like to do is bring our guests in and let them demonstrate practice on Bob.
Okay, we're back And we have Kelly and Cadence with us today. So we're always really excited. This is the funnest part of our class when we have all the interaction. And we're going to show you how simple these techniques are to learn and how effective they can be. So we're going to start with what I showed you a little bit earlier, and that is the eye gouge. So we're just going to, and we're going to use our voice as we talked about. You could say no, you could say stop, because you want to bring attention to you. So what you're going to do, and we're going to have Cadence come up, the eye gouge, hold the head. So just quick, okay? All right, why have you come up, Cadence?
Take a shot, Cadence. Just pretend it's somebody you don't like.
Or we'll have Kelly come up and do. Come on up. We'll
right.
get Mom started
All right.
first.
Okay, all right. No,
Perfect. Fantastic.
go.
Okay. Let's try
Try it
another
again, one more time.
One more time.
no.
Very
Wow,
good.
those are very good. Fantastic.
That flick of the eye will definitely get somebody off, and then you're immediately going to flee.
okay.
Okay, Cadence, you want to step in here? We'll do this one.
Come on, you got this.
We're going to do, on this, we're going to do the palm strike to the nose.
Show her how to do it, Lisa.
So we're going to curl the fingers in, keep the thumb in. Remember, the strength is going to push through. Okay?
We can do it.
And try it. Let's hear a little voice with that. I know you can do it.
No.
Perfect.
Good job.
Perfect.
All right,
Okay.
awesome. Okay, we'll do that V strike to the neck. We'll have Kelly come back up, Kelly. And what you're going to do is just focus, because obviously with the Adam's apple on the gentleman, you're just going to put your hand in a V, and you're going to try to go right for the throat and pushing through. Same thing. No. No.
No. No.
Perfect.
And that will definitely get that person away from you. You will startle him. Remember, we talked about those 3 seconds of the element of surprise. They're not expecting you to react that way. And one last thing we're going to do, and we'll see which volunteer that we get to do, right?
The hammer fist.
The hammer fist. So the hammer fist is not extending the elbows, but using your body. Women get our strength from our lower body. I want you to use all your might. No! No!
Take a
Have you
shot.
come in, Cadence?
All right, you got this one.
You got
You got
this
this,
one.
Cadence. You can do it.
Wind it up.
No.
Perfect. Okay.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
So we can show you how quickly we're able to teach those skills. Like I said, they're very, very effective. Importantly, we teach a lot of things in our class. This is just a small segment of what we teach. But if you take 1 or 2 techniques that you're able to remember, practice, and be able to replicate in the situation and help to empower yourself and protect yourself, that's really our goal and our mission of Fearless Female Empowerment. Well, Denise, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. And you can clearly see how important it is to really learn simple and effective skills to learn how
Yes.
to protect yourself. And we also wanted to just let you know that we wrote a book, and it incorporates everything that we just taught within our class. So it's an extra resource, a great gift for people to, again, just a resource to look back on how to protect yourself. And a portion of the proceeds from the book does go to St. Jude's, and we've donated over $2,000 to date.
That's
so
amazing.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you. So definitely everybody get empowered and be safe.
Thank you for watching today's episode of Empowering You. I'd like to thank my guests, Lisa and Dan from Fearless Female, and their buddy Bob, and also my friends Kelly and Cadence. This was a powerful episode. I hope this episode allows you to feel empowered, motivated, and stay safe. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.